Okay, so let's get this box glued up. Now, first, line up your box so you have your marks, your A and your B and your base. Everything is lined up the way it should be. Now, I'm going to show this process right away with glue, but before you put glue on, do a little bit of practice. It's kind of challenging to get these rubber bands on without everything falling apart. So practice that first before you try it with glue. That way, you'll have an idea of what you're working with, okay? So I'm just going to set these off to the side so I know where they are. Pull this back so I know which one this one is. Now I'm going to put a bead of glue along the back of the base or the floor. So just a bead of glue right along the back like that. Take your finger, kind of spread that out so it covers the entire surface but is not dripping all over the place. And now I'm going to put a bead of glue along each one of those sides, same way. Be careful with the table you're at here. You don't want to get a bunch of junk in your glue. So right now there's a bunch of styrofoam left over here from 7th grade stuff. Make sure you're working at a nice clean table. So I'm going to have glue on 3 sides of the base. I'm just going to set that off to the side. And then on my backboard, I need glue on each of the sides. So not the top where I have A and B written, this side and this side. So now I'm going to take some glue and pull a little bit of glue on that side. Again, take your finger and move that around. It should be totally covered, but not a glue Lake, Michigan. Same thing here. I'm going to take some glue and move that around. Okay. So now that I've got my glue on, I'm going to take my base and line that up with the back like that. Careful not to get your fingers in it like I just did and make a mess. I'm going to take my A side and place it on the A side. Take my B side, place it on the B side. And then I'm going to put some rubber bands on to hold this whole thing together. So first, take one. If you hang the back of your board, of your assembly, off the edge of your table just a hair, you can see I've got that hanging off the edge of the table just a little bit. Now you can take your rubber band and kind of stretch it in your fingers and wrap it around that. Okay, you'll notice that the rubber band is exactly around the very end, exactly around that back piece. Then you can line it up. Then flip it upside down and put the rubber band around the bottom piece the same way. Again, you got to be careful here. The whole thing's going to come apart on you, so practice this a few times. Now that I have rubber bands on, I'm going to adjust and make sure everything is exactly even. So I'm going to adjust this back so this back is exactly even with the sides. Then I'm going to adjust my bottom so the bottom is exactly even on the bottom of it and on the front of it. So once this is all adjusted good enough and you're happy with it, take a piece of tape, just kind of set it in there lightly, and then put your name on it and put it in your cubby to dry. Careful with it, it'll move around. So put it gently and carefully in your cubby to dry. Again, this is a tricky step. So don't feel like you can't practice a few times those rubber bands before you put glue on. Because once you have glue on, you got about 5 minutes to get it all rubber banded up or the glue will start drying on you.